and welcome to 123stitch.com. My name is Wesley. If you've seen any of my previous videos, thank you so much for joining me today, and if this is your first video of mine, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make this lovely little framed English paper piece project. Try saying that 5 times fast. It's these cute little hexagons that fit lovely into a 5x7 frame. So I'm going to show you the tools that you need to make this and how to get your finished product. All right, let's start by talking about all of the tools and supplies that you're going to be needing for this project. Obviously, first off, you're definitely going to be needing whatever scrap fabric that you want to use for your hexagons. You'll need, of course, a piece of batting and then a piece of backing fabric as well. To create the hexagons, you'll need some sort of template. I'm using this small acrylic template that's a 1-inch hexagon. So I like to use these pre-cut 1-inch hexagons because I am too lazy to cut them out myself. So they're just these nice little pre-cut pieces that are way easier to use. Then, of course, you're going to need some kind of thread. I'm just using this basic white thread. My 6-inch square ruler to help me cut out my pieces of fabric. Some sort of rotary cutter. I'm going to use this one that I always use. For basting the fabric, I'm going to be using this fabric glue stick, but you can use whatever basting method you prefer. This also isn't necessary, but I like using this seam roller to help roll out the hexagon edges that I glue. A small set of embroidery scissors to snip the ends of the thread. And then, of course, some hand sewing needles. I just like to use these Milliner needles in the size 10. I think that these are great, but you can use any needles in size 9, 10, or 11. And then, of course, whatever frame you have to finish it off. This is just a plain frame that I got with a whole other set off of the internet, so I'm just going to be using this one for my project today. Okay, so to start, I like cutting out my pieces of scrap fabric into some sort of square. So I've been doing 6-inch squares because this allows me to get 3 or 4 good hexagons out of it, and I like having extras just in case. So you'll take your rotary cutter and then, of course, your hexagon template that already has a built-in seam allowance. And I just like to line it up with an edge that's already cut, and then you just go around with your rotary cutter and you cut out your hexagon. If you have a good pair of fabric scissors, you can also use that for this, but I find that using a rotary cutter is just a little bit easier for me personally. So then I have, little string there, I have my nice hexagon. Now that I have some of my lovely hexagons here cut out, of course the next step is going to be basting the fabric to the paper template. Now, as I mentioned during the tools section, I like to use a temporary adhesive glue stick. It does look suspiciously like Elmer's glue, but I promise that it works a little bit better. So just go around and glue all of your sides. This is where I like using the seam roller just because it helps me get those really nice straight edges when I'm gluing down my hexagon. Once you have all of your hexagons glued down, they're going to look just a little bit something like this. So as you can see, I have all of my edges nicely glued down. Some of them are a little bit better than others. Even if the edge is coming up a little bit, I'm not going to worry about that too much. Then once you have all of your hexagons together comes the very fun part. So the next step is going to be laying out all of your hexagons in whatever pattern you want them to be. So you can lay them out pretty much however you want, but you're going to want to make some rows. All right, so now that I have all of my hexagons glued together and ready to go, I'm going to lay them out in the pattern that I want it to be. So for this project, we are going to do 4 rows of 5 hexagons each because that will fit perfectly in our 5x7 frame. We will end up cutting some off of the edges just because with hexagons, that is kind of what ends up happening. You can use more or less depending on how big your frame is or how big you want your project to end up being. But for us, we're going to go with 5x7, so I think that this is going to be a good layout for me to use. I would recommend taking a photo of your layout so that way you remember what it looks like before you start hand sewing. So now comes the more tedious part of the project, which is hand sewing all of the hexagons together. I would recommend doing it row by row and then sewing all of the rows together. So you're just going to start by taking one of your corner hexagons, another one that is next to it, lining them up where they are going to end up meeting. So we're going to sew right here on this edge, so that way when we fold it open, it'll lay like that right next to each other. So this is when you're going to take your needle and thread, and you're going to sew a whip stitch along the edge here. Now I have all of my hexagons sewn together. So as you can see here, they're all connected together. And I'll flip it over so you can see the back. So I haven't removed the paper hexagons quite yet, but you can actually barely see my stitches, but I just did a whip stitch along each of these edges where the hexagons meet. And as I said before, I did them in rows. So I sewed this long row of hexagons together, and then I sewed it to this row, so on and so forth. And then you end up with this lovely little project. So the next step is going to be taking all of the papers out. Now, if you did this correctly when you sewed your whip stitches and sewed the hexagons together, you just sew through the very, very top of the fabric where it sticks out above the paper, and you don't actually sew through the paper at all. You just want the paper to be temporary. You don't want to have sewn through it. Personally, I'm not the best at that. I almost always end up sewing through the paper when I do this. So I'm sure when I take the papers out, a lot of these will probably rip and tear and I won't be able to reuse them, but that is okay. If you are careful enough, you should be able to reuse the papers after you take them out. So I'm gonna go ahead and go do that. All right, so now that I have all of the papers torn out, this is what we are working with. Definitely looks like a little bit of a mess from the back. Depending on what basting method you use, one thing you can do to kind of help keep your hexagons closed and not some of the edges opening like this is you can iron it before you take the papers out. Since I use the glue basting, I prefer not to iron it until this point in the process. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to set this down and I'm going to go through with my handy dandy little seam roller, and I'm just going to roll these edges back down just to kind of help them stay where they're meant to stay and not open up all over the place. Just kind of tidy it up a little bit. So I'm going to go through and do that. Okay, so now that I have this looking a little bit neater, we are going to move it to the side and we're going to pull out our batting and our backing fabric. Now for this project, since you won't actually be seeing the back of the piece, having a backing fabric isn't entirely necessary, but personally I like it. Just that way if I do want to use it for something else, I have that option. So for my batting here, I'm just going with a very thin polyester fusible batting. And then for my backing, well, I just chose this lovely piece of scrap fabric I have that kind of matches the blue tones that I have going on with my hexagons. So for this project, I have my batting and my backing measured out at 8 by 12. Since this is going to be fitting in a 5 by 7 frame, that way it'll just give me a little bit extra wiggle room. So similar to any other quilting project, you are just going to lay your batting and your backing down, and then you're going to be placing our lovely hexagons on top here. And we are going to go through and we are going to quilt these pieces together. Now, for standard English paper piecing, at this point in the process, you're going to want to hand quilt it. However, I don't typically have the patience for that. Hand sewing these together is about as much as I can handle. So I am going to be using a machine to just make it a little bit faster to hand quilt all of this together. All right, so now that I have finished quilting all of my fabrics together, we are going to go ahead and cut out our little hexagons so that way it looks good and it fits in the frame. So with my frame, I got one of these like little mat pieces, so all I'm going to do is just lay this on top and kind of center it where I want the hexagons to be. Depending on what pattern you picked, you can decide which ones you want to be more centered, which ones you want to be cut off. So you just center this and then you cut off the ends. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now that I've cut all of those edges off, it fits perfectly in my little frame here. I used that same backing piece to help secure it into place, and I think it looks pretty good. This is a great project to use if you have a bunch of random fabric scraps and you're not entirely sure what to do with them. And it doesn't really take too long, depending on how quickly you hand sew, of course. I'm able to get mine done pretty much in an afternoon. It's a great, customizable, simple art piece that you can keep for yourself or give to someone else as a gift. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something fun today and that you have a good time making this project for yourself. Bye!